Hey, Daniel! Wonderful to see you. And we're getting closer, aren't we?
Can't believe it's only like a matter of days away.
Wow. Wow. I
Crazy.
can't. It's totally crazy. The year has gone by so quickly. And
Oh yeah.
here we are at Eurovision again. It's wonderful. Hi, everybody. I'm Hani Skutch and my friend Daniel.
Hi. We're going to continue our rundown about the semifinals of this year's Eurovision. We're at this the semifinal number two, will be on May 11th, Thursday night, European time, of course. We will all be 16 countries. We will be united by music, like the slogan is. And we will have a very interesting semifinal, right?
Okay. Right. So I know the last time we were together talking, we talked about semifinal one, which is a bunch of heavy hitters. And I think, as we always say, it's unpredictable. Anybody can win, but that's a big group and a big, heavy group. This group is there's much more uncertainty. Am I right?
True, true. It is a very unbalanced semifinal this year. The first semifinal, as you said, was very, very strong. We had a lot of favorites, a lot of top 10 potentials from the bookies. This semifinal is considered to be the weaker one. However, since there are only 10 qualifying countries from every semifinal, the same amount of qualifiers that will come from the first semifinal, the same amount will come from the second. So
Right.
it will be a very mixed, and it will be very interesting to see who will come out from this bunch of 16 countries who will participate
Right.
in 11.
Right. Right.
So,
Now I know. Oh, I
oh
know there
yeah,
are a few favorites. I know there are a few favorites already going in from the semifinal number two. Why don't you tell us about them?
sure. Maybe let's go through the rundown and then get to the
Okay.
favorite.
Okay.
We're
Starts with Denmark.
starting, yes, we're starting with Denmark. Denmark is sending something that is not very different than what they have sent in the last maybe decade or so, which is a very generic radio song that you would hear on the playlist in the middle of the world, in the middle of the road, on just the radio. However, this feels maybe a little more interesting or special for two reasons. Um, um, for the fact that it is very Gen Z oriented, like many entries this year. So it's very Gen Z oriented. It's called Breaking My Heart by Riley. He's very K-pop inspired, and you can see it from his style and his performance. Uh, but, and the second thing, which is with me with the irrelevant fact that I always cling on to, is the first ever singer that will come from the Faroe Islands
Mm.
um, in the history of the contest. Faroe Islands, of course, a sovereign territory um, of Denmark. Uh, so it's going to be very interesting. Personally, I tend to not like Denmark because exactly of what they are sending all the time, this very generic playlist songs.
But
But
they
this,
don't really go out on a limb. They're just kind of the standard radio winner, perhaps.
yes, I mean, if you're Jewish, you might have heard the word palve. It's like it's very blend. This is
Mm-hmm.
the what uh it doesn't have a lot of taste, and this is
Okay.
a lot of like not taste as in like food without taste.
Right.
This
Okay. So let's pass by them. Who's next?
that's what Denmark is usually sending, and this year it might be different for them, and I hopefully they will qualify because they it is a very good song.
Oh, okay. So
Yes,
then okay. So we do hope they qualify. If we were voting, well, we will vote, of course. But if our vote counted as the vote, we would certainly hope that they make it. Because even though it's a kind of generic song, this year it's got some nice legs.
Yeah, and maybe we'll get to the end, and maybe we'll do like a small predictions of semifinal
Ooh,
one.
okay,
Qualify,
okay,
and we'll try to do to jump into the water and take the risk
okay. Who
of
else are you
predicting.
looking at?
Second, we have Armenia. Armenia is a very interesting country. They have done very, very well in their first decade, and even more until about a few years ago, where they started stumbling a bit. Armenia is always sending things that are very, very interesting. In my opinion, probably the most interesting country in Eurovision these days. This year they're sending Brunette, a song that is very artistic. It's called Future Lover. It's a very, very hard song to sing, and she sings it impeccably. Um,
Wow,
yeah, the lyrics may be ChatGPT oriented, but the chorus is just amazing. And
mm-hmm.
props for them for the last big moment of the chorus. They're singing it in Armenian, which we
Wow,
haven't
okay,
heard in a very, very large of like we haven't heard Armenian in a very long time. And
great,
it's amazing.
okay,
So it is one of the two, let's say, short qualifiers of the
mm-hmm,
semifinal.
mm-hmm.
And we will hope for the best for Armenia.
Yeah,
Third on, we have Romania, Theodor Andre with Degete off and on. Very rockish, bluesish thing. Nothing to write home about.
okay,
Um, uh, it's half Romanian, half English. He came out of The Voice Kids in Romania. He's very, very young. And yeah, he's going for Romania and hopeful, and then we'll see how it goes for them.
okay.
Number four, we have Estonia. Alika is singing a song called Bridges, a very musical-esque ballad. Um, and it sounds like the most glorious exercise in acting school that ever got like got so far. So yeah, and also it has a very interesting prop. It has a self-playing piano. Where to God?
Wow, okay. Sounds
Um,
interesting.
yeah, and number five is Belgium. Gustav is singing Because of You.
Mm-hmm.
To the um, to the regular ear, in an unexamined listen, it might sound like a very generic drag race-ish poppy number. Remember when they told us we're not good enough, and when the world got me going crazy, I carry on because of you. It sounds very generic. However, it is a large homage to queer representations and the self-chosen families that we have as queer creatures. Um, he is 40 something years old. He was already in Eurovision twice as a backing singer. Um, this whole number is, as I said, it's not only an homage with the lyrics, it's also an homage in the song. I mean, the music. It's very inspired in 90s house music, Robin's Show Me Love thing. And if it's good for Beyonce for sampling it and giving an homage to that bygone era of early 90s where house music was the safe haven for queer creatures in the US, um, or all around the world, in that matter. So this is an homage to them. And he says that part of the brief, this is the first thing that they say. There is voguing, there is duck walking, there is all the things that you would expect from a queer
Mm-hmm.
thing, which is
Mm-hmm.
good. And he's dressed in full pink, very gospelish. We are all for him.
Okay.
We
Okay.
are
Well,
all
we're
for
gonna
him.
keep our eyes peeled for Belgium.
Yes,
Yes. Who
yes.
else? Who else are we
Next,
looking at?
Next we have Cyprus. Andrew Lambrou, Break a Broken Heart is the song. Um, well, he's Australian. He actually last year got he participated in the Australian pre-selection for Eurovision last year. And this year Cyprus, because he is of Cypriot origins, his grandfathers and parents are
Mm-hmm.
from Cyprus. Um, RIK, the Cypriot broadcaster decided to send him. He is probably one of the, if not the most attractive male singer this year. And this is everything that they're talking
Not that
about.
that matters too much, right, Daniel?
Well,
It
have
matters.
so many gay people in the audience, of course it will appeal.
Of course it matters,
Um,
right?
Next on we have Iceland. Delia is singing Power. Very uh self-empowerment. You have no power over me. I'll grow my flowers. Very 80s inspire-ish song. She is frantic on stage. She will do flips. She will run around. She will be the biggest energy ball that she will probably won't be able to keep your eyes on
Wow,
because
wow.
she's running so much. But
Yeah.
it is a nice song. Not sure it will
Okay.
qualify, but it is a solid one. Next, we have Greece. Greece is sending Victor Vernikos singing What They Say. He is 16 years old,
Wow.
the youngest contestant this year, and the youngest contestant ever to sing for Greece. Um, Very solid radio playish song. As I said, nothing to write home about,
Okay.
unfortunately. I do it, although I say it a lot, that the nothing uh, special to write home about, but you should check them out. At least give them a go. You know, because it's the second semifinal and we know it's the weakest, and I'm judging it a bit too much. I know. I'm sorry, but you should give it a chance. Maybe it will appeal to
Okay.
you. Who knows?
Okay. We hear you.
We need to give them the fair chance, all the countries,
Yeah.
just by showing
Sure.
up.
And as you said, especially for someone who's so young, for sure we should give him a chance. But for all the countries that don't really have the backing or the grand interest, it doesn't mean they're a bad song. It doesn't mean they won't win. It means maybe we have to go a little bit further in listening. Is that right?
Yeah, or at least give them a chance. I mean, it's okay if you won't like it. It's totally legit, but at least
Yeah.
give them a chance. He is very, very mature for 16 years old. Really. You hear it in the voice. You would think that he's like a 30-something guy.
Wow. Wow.
Very, very deep voice. Next we have Poland. We are halfway through. We have Poland. Blanka is singing solo. Pop generic, cool, will be like the nice thing to keep you going between the bangers in the club. Um, it, I have not it, she's been bashed a lot in the Eurovision community for being very, very IQ challenged to say it in a political correct term. No, but she's actually really cute. She's been on Poland's Top Model, and she won the national final there with the song called Solo.
Wow.
Expect a dance break with a reveal. Always a good thing in Eurovision to have. Next up, we have Slovenia. Probably one of the party boys. Not one of the probably the party boys of 2023. Joker Out. They are a pop rock band singing Carpe Diem, a song all in Slovene. And we are all into songs in national languages. Um, it's very like if um, Franz Ferdinand would have a love child with MGMT, and they would like to send something for Eurovision. Really cool, really refreshing, really, really fun. I love them. And they are one of the most successful bands in Slovenia. So props to Slovenia for sending an A-list act, like we
Right.
did, like Israel did with Noor Kirill, just for example. But it is really good to know that countries are keen also to send and taking the risk of also sending
Right.
an A-lister artist in the country.
Right.
We're always taking the hats off, and I wish that more countries would have done that. More artists would take the risk. Next on, we have Georgia. Iru, that's her name, IRU, singing Echo. She is a returning winner, like Loreen from Sweden. She is a returning winner. However, she didn't win Eurovision. She won the Junior Eurovision, the kids Eurovision. Back then, in about 12 years ago, 2011. She was a part of Candy Group, and this year she won The Voice in Georgia to earn the right and get the ticket to Liverpool. She is a very
Okay.
strong singer. Not really sure about the diction. A lot of winds and bells. I'm not sure about that. Maybe it is a very unique one. So if she will not sound like she's screaming in your ear for 3 minutes, maybe she'll have a chance of qualifying. And we need to remember it is a 100% televote in these semifinals this year. Juries are not involved. So it is very, very interesting and very special this year to see how it
Right.
goes.
Right. And
Next on,
anybody, since we're all voting, and there is voting, I know you said that we talked about last time, it's not just within the EU where the voting is allowed, it's in
true,
the entire world.
true. It's not only the
So
participating
really
countries.
anything,
It's not
right,
only the
right,
participating countries, also anywhere you are in the world, because
right,
Eurovision is such a global phenomenon. No matter where you are in the world, you can log on to esc.vote during the shows and vote for your favorite. And if you are not from a participating country that gives a set of points, your vote will be calculated as a part of the rest of the world country that will be given that, and they will have also a set of points that will be added to the public vote. Let's go on because we have another five. Let's run them quick. We have San Marino,
okay,
the Eurovision's tiniest nation. Um, they're sending another rock band. So we are, as we said, a very male band dominated here. We have many of them, and we have some of them here in the semifinal. We talked about Slovenia here in the semifinal, and we will have also San Marino. Picked Jacks is singing like an animal. They won their pre-selection that actually featured also Eiffel 65 in the running. If you remember, I'm Bluda Badida Badai from the beginning of the millennium. They participated in San Marino in the pre-selection, and Picked Jacks won that pre-selection. Rockish, solid, basically for the protocol.
okay.
Next on, we have the heavy favorite maybe to win this semi-final.
Oh, that would be
Uh,
Austria.
Austria, yeah. If you remember last year, we had those space wolves from Norway who was telling us to give them a banana or else they will eat grandma. So if you'll take that viral trollish humoristic song, this year it's Austria. Taya and Selena, they're singing a song called Who the Hell is Edgar? It
Your
is
great name.
a very, very catchy song about Edgar Allan Poe taking control of her writing skills, and he's going to help her go and write a global hit and make her rich. He's hilarious.
Hmm.
And
Sounds very creative.
everybody will chant Poe, 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 because this is the chorus. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and but like every troll, there is a meaning to it. It is a song about actually the music scene, and streaming and copyrights and paying for copyrights and paying for streaming. They're mentioning 0.003, which is the percentage of what the artist is getting from every stream on Spotify.
Right.
So it is a very, very slow one. So if you want to make a living out of music, you need to be really, really massive. And it's about the journey of finding like a very catchy hit that will, and the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very sugar coated in a catchy pop song, but it's a very interesting thing.
Catch you
Um,
with a hidden message.
yeah, exactly. And we're all into Easter eggs and hidden messages. This is what Eurovision is about. Um, then two closing countries. We have Lithuania, Monika Linkytė, singing Stay. She participated already once in Eurovision as a part of a duet 8 years ago in Vienna. And this year she's going alone. Um, very, very fun song. I mean, the song is really, really nice. People will say it's, let's say, not interesting, but it has its effect. It's
Mm-hmm.
not, it's very American, more than like European song, but it's really, really nice. It has like the catchy parts is Lithuanian, sorry. So a lot of people sing chuto, tuto, which is like let's sing together or come together in singing in Lithuanian. Um, so I'm for her. She's adorable. She was really cooperative with everything that happened in the bubble. I think there was not a single Eurovision pre-party that she missed, no matter where it was, because there were like seven. Uh, and so we're rooting for Lithuania. Also, and last on, the outsider of the contest, Australia, literally the outsider, the only one that is not in the continent, a continent maybe of itself. Voyager, self-proclaimed Eurovision fanatics, um, singing Promise, the very 80s electronic rock. Um, very nice, very stadium. They got second last year in the pre-selection of Australia. That Andrew Lambrew from that is singing for Cyprus also participated in. But they this year they were sent directly without a pre-selection, singing Promise, and they will close the semifinal. Probably also a sure qualifier from this bunch. And
Wow.
also, except that, I think we need to mention another three countries that
Okay.
will not participate but will be presented. They will be Spain, Ukraine, and the host country, the United Kingdom. They will vote also in the semifinal. Ukraine, actually, three very interesting countries. Um, Spain is sending Blanca Paloma, singing Ea Ea, electronic flamenco entry. Very interesting, very different, very unique, very artistically her. Uh, a nod to her grandmother, who was a flamenco artist herself, and she's actually sampled in the
Wow.
background also. Very, very interesting thing. So if it will not go on your nerve, it will suck you in. It will draw you in into a world of itself. Very interesting. Next, we have the two host nations, Ukraine and the United Kingdom. Ukrainians, of course, could not host us this year because of the war that is still going on, but they are sending a message. They're saying Tvorchi, that's the name of the duo, um, singing Heart of Steel. Don't care what they say, don't care what they do. Get out of my way. I got a heart of steel. Very persistence oriented, driven entry. And we'll see how it goes. They are about third and fourth in the bookies, not necessarily because the song is that great, probably because of the empathy, but we will see. And next on, we have the host country of the United Kingdom. They're sending May Muller with the dance bop of 2023 that you will probably be able to hear after the Eurovision Song Contest. It's called I Wrote a Song, and it is my personal number one. My opinion, the best song of this year. Seems like she can't really hold it vocally, but we'll see how it goes in the live shows. And she is a party on two legs. She would be the most fun one.
Okay.
She was fanning the Eurovision and everything that was going on in this season. She also traveled in the pre-parties, got to party with everyone. She has a girl crush on Noah Kirel from Israel, of course. Who doesn't? Uh, she actually asked her for a date, and Noah Kirel agreed on Twitter. It's hilarious. She is really, really cute. And yeah, that was the semifinal two.
Great. Great.
Wow,
Well,
that was a rundown of two semifinals. You want to
yeah.
do like a small maybe predictions if it was semifinal? Maybe
Let's go for it.
jump to the water and take the risk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where would you put your vote?
Okay, semifinal one, the strongest one. I think we will have the qualifiers will be Norway, Malta, Croatia, Israel, Moldova, Sweden, Czechia, Finland, and perhaps Serbia. I want to say the Netherlands as the last qualifier, but it seems like it's not very impressive on stage. And somebody in the second half of that semifinal, it is the bloodbath. I mean, somebody needs to be the cannon fish and will not qualify. And unfortunately, as much as I personally, gives me goosebumps and makes me cry because it is such a beautiful and emotional song for me. Unfortunately, I feel that the Netherlands will not qualify.
Okay.
Second semifinal. Okay. Wow. The weakest of the two. Denmark qualifying will be the predictions. Denmark, Armenia, Belgium, maybe. Cyprus, Slovenia, Austria, Australia, and and then we have another three, which is very, very hard. I think maybe Poland, maybe Lithuania, and maybe the one that we actually didn't talk about and we missed, which is Albania. They're sending a family, a full family, a singer and her parents and brother and two sisters, singing Duye, which is a very uplifting song about breakup, but the parents just tell her no matter what happens, just to love each other.
Nice. A nice
not
message.
In terms of love romantically, but just like have the empathy for each other. Just stay together, like the family stay together.
Well, that's really a nice message in Eurovision or anywhere today.
And also a little nice thing that happened with Albania. They recorded it in Turkey, which is a country that we
Oh,
miss in Eurovision. Yeah, it
right,
is a like
right.
the Turkish telenovela song. This is a. I think that they will
Wow,
be making the last qualifiers.
wow.
And yeah,
Okay.
we've run through all of the songs, Hani.
Wow, we did it, Daniel. So now what we do, we watch and we vote?
We watch May 11th, May 9th, and May 11th, two
Right.
semifinals. May 13th will be the final. ESC.vote is where you can vote unless you are from a participating country, and then you need to watch the show, and then you will get all the details on how to vote.
And where would we get our news, Daniel, if we want to stay up to date?
You just need to stay connected to stay informed and stay connected in the big times.
That's it.
Every social platform you are, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We are here for you.
We are
Tell me
here.
what you think. Who are your qualifiers? Who will win Eurovision 2023? Tell us in the comments.
Tell us. Right. And I want to know what color you'll be wearing on the
I just
9th and the
actually
11th.
had my nails done yesterday because I need to groom up.
Woo!
So I need also, I had a little haircut and also my new nails. They are fiery, glittery red
Well, you look
on a black
beautiful.
background. So
Beautiful.
I'm sending you fire and energy from Berlin, Hani.
Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Okay, everybody, stay here, stay tuned, stay connected, and we'll see you soon.
Very, very soon. It's just around the corner. The Eurovision
See you
excitement is upon us.
right. See you in Liverpool.
See ya.
And see you back here.